Whitney, my name's Alicia. I'm from New Jersey. I'm wondering, now that you're rich and famous, do you still keep in touch with all your old friends from Jersey?
No, no.
Whitney Houston was more than just a singer. She was a once-in-a-generation talent. A voice that could move mountains and break hearts with a single note. But behind the dazzling performances, Whitney's life was spiraling into darkness. Let's uncover the chilling truth behind the final hours of the Queen of Pop. In the 1980s and early 1990s, Whitney Houston was untouchable. She had the best-selling debut album by a female artist and became the first woman to have 7 consecutive #1 hits on the Billboard charts. But fame comes at a price. By the late 1990s, Whitney's once pristine reputation had started to crumble. She was rumored to be using drugs, missing performances, and struggling in a turbulent marriage with Bobby Brown, a relationship marked by fights, drugs, and controversy. One of the first signs of trouble? A 2002 Diane Sawyer interview, where Whitney's frail appearance and erratic speech shocked fans. When asked about her drug use, she famously said, "Crack is whack."
Let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
But the truth was undeniable. Whitney Houston was losing her battle with addiction. The final days, a celebration turned nightmare. In February 2012, Whitney arrived in Los Angeles for Clive Davis's pre-Grammy party, one of the biggest nights in the music industry. Witnesses say she seemed erratic and disoriented, sweating profusely and looking visibly unwell in the days leading up to her death. At one point, she even got into a heated altercation with singer Brandy's brother, Ray J, at a nightclub. She was seen leaving with scratches on her wrist and blood running down her leg. People started to whisper, was she spiraling again? Was someone after her? Or was she already too far gone? But no one could have predicted what would happen next. The last few hours, what really happened in room 434. Date, February 11th, 2012. Time, 3:15 p.m. Location, Beverly Hilton Hotel, room 434. On the afternoon of February 11th, Whitney Houston was found face down in the bathtub of her hotel's suite, her lifeless body submerged in scalding hot water. The temperature of the water was so high that by the time paramedics arrived, Whitney had suffered burns on her skin. What's even more mysterious is that there were reports of a loud thud heard in the room just before her body was found. Prescription pills and open bottles of alcohol scattered across the bathroom. A mystery guest who had reportedly visited her room just hours before. Was it an overdose? Did she fall and hit her head? Or was someone else in that room when she died? The autopsy report, the chilling truth. After an intensive investigation, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office ruled Whitney's death as an accidental drowning, but with a dark twist. Her autopsy report revealed heart disease and chronic cocaine use had weakened her body. Cocaine, marijuana, Xanax, Benadryl, and muscle relaxers were found in her system. Her lungs were filled with water, suggesting she was still breathing when she fell unconscious. The official cause of death? Drowning, with drug use as a contributing factor. But many refuse to believe this was just an accident. The theories: was Whitney Houston murdered? Whitney Houston's death came too suddenly, and the circumstances surrounding it were suspicious. Many believe she was not alone in her final moments, and that someone might have played a role in her demise. The music industry hit theory. Some believe Whitney knew too much about the dark side of the music industry and was silenced. Just days before her death, she reportedly spoke about feeling unsafe. She had millions of dollars in unpaid record label debts. Was her death a way to cash in on her royalties? Her mentor, Clive Davis, continued his Grammy party just floors below her dead body. Was he involved? The dangerous relationship theory. Others believe that Whitney's relationship with Ray J, Brandy's brother, was more dangerous than it seemed. The two had an argument just hours before her death. Ray J was allegedly acting as a handler for powerful people in the industry. Did their argument lead to something more sinister? To overdose or cover up? Theory. Some say Whitney didn't just drown, she overdosed, and someone staged the scene. Why was the water so hot that it burned her skin? Why was a loud thud heard in the room before she was found? Why were prescription pills found yet no lethal levels of drugs in her system? The heartbreaking aftermath, a tragic pattern. The most chilling part? Just 3 years later. In 2015, Whitney's daughter Bobby Christina Brown was found unconscious in a bathtub under almost identical circumstances. She never recovered and died 6 months later at just 22 years old. 2 generations, 2 bathtub drownings, and too many unanswered questions. Did Whitney's tragic fate somehow pass on to her daughter? Or was there something far more sinister happening behind the scenes? Final thoughts. Was Whitney's death really an accident? Was Whitney Houston's death truly an accident? Or was it something much darker? Did fame, pressure, and addiction finally take her life? Or was she silenced by the same industry that built her up? Did someone in her final hours play a role in her death? Even today, Whitney's death remains one of Hollywood's biggest mysteries. What do you think really happened? Let us know in the comments below.